because for me, Ground Zero, it kind of speaks volumes to what a more positive light. There's a lot of people that lost loved ones and they lost a lot of things that were built in their lives during that period of time, but they triumphed and they've been able to build back up from scratch. And I think that that's, parallel to my story and pursuing my music career, and not to kind of compare something tribute to something major like that, but the overall concept is my life story. And it's me, one deal after another, getting Lil Wayne on my single, and then the radio station, the Universal not going for ads on the record. It's almost like, just when I feel like I'm getting somewhere, it's one step forward, 10 steps back. So I wanted to just start from ground zero and do it the right way and really connect with the people at, the level of foundation, which is my ground zero.
Most definitely. A lot of times when we have new artists come here on the show, I really try to introduce the audience to who they are and how it started for them. And you gave us a little bit idea of how this mixtape came together. But how did this start for you? I heard that you were discovered by Fat Joe.
Yeah, I was. I had there was a lot of sleepless nights and empty promises and situations that I thought were going to be situations that didn't turn out to be anything. But one day, I actually kind of wanted to quit because I had lost my niece in a tragic accident. So I was just very distraught. I packed up my things. I moved to Orlando. And my sister called me, and she was like, well, how are you going to be up there selling stuff for this company, and you can't even sell your stuff with your music? And it really struck a nerve because I packed up that day, and I had probably been up there for all of 2 days, but I packed up again, and I quit my job, and I came back home. And maybe a few days later, she invited me on the set with Fat Joe. And Fat Joe, make a long story short, I burnt the CD on the spot. They listened to it, him, Cool and Dre, my manager, Percy. And we then met Rico Love, and I've been working since then. But prior to that, I was cleaning studios for free to get free recording studio time for my demo that landed me the opportunity with Fat Joe. So I've been out here grinding for a very long time.
Where are you from?
Yes.
I hear a little southern accent. Where are you from?
I didn't know it was any other place on a map outside of Miami, but I guess I have to be specific. No, let me stop. No, I'm from Miami, though. I'm specifically from Cal City. That's the same neighborhood as Rick Ross and Flo Rida and all of them, yeah.
What is it like?
Same block.
What is it like growing up there? You mentioned some hard-edged people, and now here comes beautiful Cherlise coming out. What is it like? What is life like growing up in your neighborhood?
Well, I'm Hollywood, so even when you see Ross is gutter, but Ross get pretty too. So he have on a little silk shirt every now and then to make it fancy. So Cal City is actually it's Hollywood almost. It's on the outskirts of Miami. There's parts that's more gritty, but then Cal City is gritty as well. But I think that our swag is just a little different. But growing up, I'm one of 10 kids, same parents. So the neighborhood definitely knew not to mess. One of 10 kids, yes. 6 sisters. So that in itself is a movie.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Y'all need a reality show.
Do we need a reality show? My sister's getting married in 2 days, and I already got the family drama going on. So we definitely need the Keisha Cole family. Ain't got nothing.
Okay, so
yes.
Where do you fall in the 10 kids? Are you the oldest, youngest?
The middle. I was, I know people, kind of say what's the middle of 10, but the 10th one didn't come until I was growing out the house. So I'm the middle child, which makes a lot of sense. And
why is that?
And the way I act.
Why is that? For those of us that
well,
I'm the baby of the family.
They say the middle child syndrome is like, oh, look at me. And that was never the case. I just, look at me. I'm here. I sing. That's what I do. Everybody had their thing, so I had to find my thing.
But there's a bunch of the middle children, because, 10, there's a bunch of middle kids. Everybody fighting for attention.
Well, yeah. Well, not, mine was a little different. It's still a middle child syndrome, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's 10, but yeah.
And do you feel with the new mixtape Ground Zero, if you guys just tuning into TKF Think Campus Friday here on KempireRadio.com, I'm here with Division 1's princess, that's what I'm calling her, Cherlise, and her new mixtape Ground Zero. on Ground Zero, is there a song on there that really represents how you felt growing up, being that middle child, always wanting people to look at me, here I am?
You know what? Hollywood would be the song that best describes me because I was always so sassy as a middle. I was the sassy one, and my sister, she used to abuse me. She'll beat me up every time my parents would leave for church, and all my other siblings, they will be humble and they'll be like, okay, and she'll be like, say something else. And I always was the one to be like, something else? So what? Like, I always had something slick to say back. And that was just, me feeling like I didn't want to feel defeated. And that really translates into my work ethic now and pursuing my music career. Is just, I don't care how many no's I get. I don't care how many not nows I get. It's that bite back that's like, you're going to hear me. You're going to listen to it. You're going to like it. So that song, Hollywood, just kind of saying I'm classy and I'm sassy, but I get my Rocky on. That's me growing up. That is me growing up.
And then, let's kind of fast forward to present day and meeting Rico Love, Division I's president, pretty much. First of all, what was that first meeting like, and what is it like to work with Rico Love? I mean, he's renowned now at this point. He's like the go-to songwriter and producer, and that's your main guy right there.
Yeah. Working with Rico is the first meet. It was very low key because at the time he wasn't the Rico Love that he is today. Like he had a few placements, but he didn't have the There Goes My Babies and Daddy's Home. And I remember actually listening to those songs as soon as Usher cut them and before the world heard them. And it was like, wow,
so
this is really Usher. And, yeah, you wrote it. So the first meeting was very chill. Like, Joe's like, I heard of this new dope writer that's supposed to be the next thing. So Joe plugged me in with him, and we worked for about 2 years. But he didn't end up signing me until he got his imprint with Universal. So I was the first artist he signed over there. And working with him is just you're always on your. He keeps you on your toes. I mean, it's always humbling. He never lets me feel comfortable. When I got ready to write my mixtape, I initially went to Rico. I was like, Rico, can we go in and write? And he was just like, well, no, act like you don't have access to me. And I took it personally at first. I'm like, damn, how you know, help on my mixtape. And so that forced me to really go in the studio, and I wrote the entire mixtape. And people to this day, they think Rico wrote it. And it's just now at this point, we had a conversation the other night, and he was explaining to me that he really wanted to take me under his wing as a songwriter and really help develop me. And it's just a learning process. It's a really, really humbling process, and I'm just very privileged to be in the position that I am as it relates to him.
And do you feel more confident now as a songwriter?
Absolutely, and that's something that I think I struggle with a little bit because for a long time, like Hollywood, I wrote a while ago. So a lot of times I would write records and I'll play them for Rico, and he wouldn't do cartwheels over them. So I was like, well, maybe I'm not as great a writer as I am a singer, and that wasn't it at all. I think that he's not in the business of stroking egos. It's like, okay, yeah.
No, he is not.
Yeah, he'll ignore you. He's that typical guy that he'll just keep ignoring you, but they see that you fly. They see you sexy, but they don't want to tell you. And that's how Rico is. So now I'm definitely a lot more confident in my songwriting.
And now that he's heard the mixtape, what has been his thoughts on it? What are the positive things he said, and what are the things that he feels like you need to work on for your actual album?
Well, he actually loves the mixtape, and I was so excited. He didn't have any negative feedback on it. Okay. That was the first time he told me, and it was so fulfilling because the other night at the studio, he pulled me outside and he was like, you're a dope songwriter. Like, you write some dope stuff. And for him to say that, the guy that, he doesn't dish out compliments, and then he's the number one songwriter there is. And he's I don't know about there is, but he's one of the best songwriters right now in the game. Yeah. And he's telling me, look, keep doing it. I want, I want to develop you. I want you to be my project. He doesn't have any proteges right now that he closely works with, and he's doing that with me in my project. So
that's huge.
I'm super excited. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yep.
So what's coming? You have the mixtape out, and we're loving the mixtape. What's coming up for you? When can we expect the official first single, album? What else do you have coming for us? What can we be
right now? Right now, I mean, I feel like mixtapes are pretty much albums. I think that
Yeah, you're right. Look, you're right.
a mixtape is, yeah, in the way I did mine, my mixtape was an album. I don't even like calling it a mixtape. I call it the Ground Zero Project. And
Yes.
because the songs, the quality, the way I put it together is from my heart, I don't feel like it's a mixtape. And I didn't remix any songs, really. They're original records. So
Yeah.
right now, I'm really going to promote it like it's an album. I've
Okay.
been doing city after city. I've done Baltimore, D.C., New York, Boca Raton. I'm
Look
crossing
at
across
you.
Florida. Like, we're doing a promo tour right now
Any
about that,
videos
and
coming?
I'm shooting. Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Kemp,
Yes.
because I'm shooting. I'm So Ready in 2 weeks. I'm shooting. I'm So
Wow.
Ready in Hollywood, so
You're
you should expect
busy.
those 2 videos. We're doing 2 videos in one day, so this should be interesting.
Wow. You're gonna be tired.
And yeah,
any
I'll be
any
grinding.
any sneak peeks into the concept for the videos that you want to share with the audience?
Well, I will say that for I'm So Ready, it will be sexy. Not too sexy, but it will definitely be just kind of fresh, clean, sexy, and I'll be dancing in it.
Okay.
But I guess that's the most I'll give away. I won't give away too much concept because I don't
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing yet, just yet.
Okay. And for those that are listening, this is Cherlise. Cherlise, how would we talked a little bit about Ground Zero and the meaning behind it and things of that nature, but how would you describe your sound? People that are that hear you now that aren't that familiar with all of your music and your catalog, how would you describe your music?
I think that another reason why I named my mixtape Ground Zero, my project Ground Zero, was because I wanted to go back to my foundation and what initially made me fall in love with music, and that was, my love for gospel music and my love for
Hmm.
the R&B and the '90s specifically. So when you
Yes.
hear my mixtape, you get a very deep sense of '90s on some records, but not to the point where it's outdated. So if I had to describe my music, it would be a blend of the whole '90s vibe and the
Hmm.
feel good of it all.
Hmm.
Um, just real R&B. It's real R&B. It's not too much of one thing. It's not just sad or sappy, and it's not just sexy. It's a healthy balance of just real R&B. And I can go soft and delicate on a record, or I could go hard over a hard beat. And I think that range of motion just keeps the listener interested.
Most
So, and
definitely.
on the Ground Zero, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not even singing on Ground Zero. Like, I didn't tap into my range. I didn't do, any of that. It was just for people to get familiar with my tone and my sound. And then
Hmm.
we'll do all the tricks later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got a bag of tricks that's
Yeah.
waiting for us, huh?
Yeah, you can't give it all up on one night. You got to give it to them in bits and pieces. You got to spoon feed them. So that's what I'm doing.
Can you spoon feed us a little something now? Just sing a little a cappella something for us.
You know what? My friend told me you were going to do that, Kim. My friend, friend, my friend Felix from Prettier Than Perez,
Who's
shout
been
out
here
to
on the
him. He
show?
told me, yes, I love him, and he told me you were going to do that, but I would love to sing something for you. It's okay. You ready?
Yes.
I'll sing some Mary J. Blige. I'm going to put it
Oh,
away.
okay.
1 second.
Okay.
Here we go. You see, I'm searching for a real love, and I don't know where to go. I've been around the world, high and low, and still will never know how it feels to have a real love, 'cause it seems that's not around. I had to wait it in this way because it seems it can't be found.
Oh.
So, that's it. I tried to
Okay.
pull the phone away because it gets loud.
Oh no, girl! I don't even think Mary J. Blige could sing that.
Stop
Wow.
it.
No, that was
Yeah,
dope.
funny.
Look, we keeps it real here. Real talk with a real host.
Oh,
TKIF. We're
Lord.
here with Cherlise, and she just sang one of my favorite Mary J. Blige songs. And oh wow, that was really really great. You really should do that during one of your live shows because I want to see that.
Oh, yeah, I do that before I'm gone, because that's one of my favorite songs. So I
Yes.
wanted to flip it for that energy, and then I wrote Gone. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, Gone. One of my favorite tracks from Ground Zero is Gone. Is it Butterflies?
Did you get the full version? I just released the full version.
I saw the full version on PrettierThanPerez.com.
Yeah, so he's getting a lot of promo. We're gonna have to send him a invoice in the mail or something because he done said his name a few times so far tonight.
Look, advertising is not free, Felix.
Exactly.
Okay. Our big question of the night, before we let you go, our big question of the night has been, we're trying to help our listeners out, and one of the big things, questions that we have, every night we have a different question, but tonight's question is like, what are some of the best ways to get the attention of someone that you're crushing on? Any ideas?
Someone you're crushing on. Oh, ignore them.
Oh?
Just ignore them. Yeah, I mean, because when you're crushing on somebody and they know you just come across as a little thirsty. So what I found to work in my favor is sometimes when you just go out the way to ignore them and they're used to getting that attention, because obviously if you have a crush on them, they're working with something. So a few people probably have a crush on them and they're used to that attention. So when you ignore them, it's kind of like, why? He's like, why is she not on? I know I'm like that. Mm-hmm. So if I have a guy that just totally ignoring me all the way, I'm like, why does he like me? I'm confused. So, it kind of piques my interest a little bit because it's like, are you really ignoring me? And that's a turn on in itself because it gets a little boring sometimes when it's just, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And you just So ignore me and you'll get a lot further if you just ignore me initially. After that, I need all the attention in the world. So that's my advice. Just ignore them.
Are you currently crushing on anyone, or are you in a relationship?
I'm not crushing on anyone. I'm actually in a very serious and committed relationship with Ground Zero. Make sure you go ahead and download that. It's for free. And that's my focus. That's what I'm focused on right now.
What's up? And where can people, I know you're on Twitter, so where can people follow you and your Facebook and all that good stuff?
They should definitely keep up with me on YouTube. I'm constantly posting up little clips of me on the road, me singing songs, me dancing. It's either Cherlise 0909 or official Cherlise for my YouTube. And for Facebook, it's at facebook.com/Cherlise Music.
That's right.
And then Twitter, of course, at Cherlise 101.
That's right. We're going to be posting that on our Facebook and our chat room on KempireRadio.com. Cherlise, thank you so much for being here on the show. You've been a joy.
Thank you, Kemp. You're fun. I loved it. Thank you so much.
And we hope you'll come back. We're going to be playing your song. I'm going to play one of my favorite songs from the album. Because, you know know what? You got to start spinning that I'm So Ready in Hollywood because that's what they're playing heavy in Miami. So you got to get up with it. Miami's always playing something different than we do here in New York.
I know. But I love New York.
We're gonna play that, but I have to play one of my favorite tracks from your album, Ground Zero. Can I?
Okay, which one?
Gone.
Which one?
Gone.
Gone. Go ahead. I love Gone. Go ahead. Why is that your favorite track, Kemp? Let's ask you some questions. Why is that your favorite track?
Well, first because you sound so beautiful.
You had to get somebody to boot?
Oh, look. No, the thing is, sometimes for music, and I'm a music head myself, I'm a singer-songwriter myself, so there's certain songs that just connect with you, not necessarily because of the story, but because of the way you present the story, so credit to you as the singer, and it's just the mood of it, and look, everybody loves a good ballad.
Okay.
You trying to put me out there.
I just had to, I had to find out a little bit. But thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Everybody, make sure you guys check out Cherlise's new album, Ground Zero. We're going to be posting it on our Facebook, facebook.com/Kempire Radio. And make sure you guys check her out. Follow her on Twitter, Cherlise101. And also on Facebook, Cherlise Music. And, of course, we'll post everything else, Cherlise. Thank you so much for being here on the show.
Thank you.
TKIF, here's Cherlise's, one of her great songs from the album, Ground Zero. Here's Gone. We'll be right back.